Sony A6100, A6400, A6600. Now what on earth is the difference between those cameras? They all have the similar body, they look the same, they have the same specs-ish, so which one should I get? Now after watching this video, you will know exactly what's the difference between these cameras, which one should you buy, and what's in common with these cameras. Let's do it. So if you didn't know already, A6100, A6400 and A6600 are the upgraded models of A6000, A6300 and A6500, which in fact I'm shooting this video through at the moment. So let's start with what's common with all these three cameras. First of all, they all share the same 24.4 megapixel sensor. Second of all, they all have the same hybrid autofocus with 425 phase autofocus and 425 contrast autofocus points on the screen with a 84% coverage. It's basically the same autofocus system that's on the Sony A9 full frame camera that's over $3,000. Apparently, it's the fastest autofocus system. Well, that's what Sony says. Third of all, they all have real-time tracking autofocus for stills and video with AI and machine learning technology. Fourth of all can record 4K video up to 30 frames per second at 100 megabits per second. Full pixel readout and no pixel binning at up to 25 frames per second. On 30 frames per second in 4K, there is a slight crop. In full HD, the cameras can shoot at up to 120 frames per second. Sixth of all, neither of the cameras have a recording limit on the video feature. Seventh of all, the cameras are capable of shooting 11 frames per second continuous and 8 frames per second with the electronic shutter. Eighth of all cameras have a built-in time-lapse feature. Ninth of all the cameras have the 180-degree tilt-up LCD screen with touch capabilities. Tenth of all the cameras have Wi-Fi, NFC and Bluetooth connectivity. And last of all the cameras feature one UHS 1 SD card slot. So to make it more clear, I've divided the differences into different sections of what's different. So first of all, let's start with the physical or the body features. Even though they look the same, they are not the same. So the A6100 is the lightest and A6600 is the heaviest. Second of all, A6100 lacks the magnesium alloy body and the weather sealing, which the other two have. Third of all, A6600 has a bigger grip, and that comes because it uses the new Z-style battery that's also in the full frame cameras like A3 or A9, whereas the A6100 and A6400 use the W-style battery that's in the older cameras or the second series of the Alpha 7 cameras. Now if you look at the body on the top, you can notice that the A6600 has two customizable buttons on the top closer to the shutter release button, whereas the other two have only one. Altogether, the A6600 has 11 customizable buttons, whereas the other two have 8 function buttons on the body. Now the A6600 doesn't have a flash, whereas the A6400 and 6100 do. The A6400 and A6600 have a highly durable shutter designed to withstand at up to 200,000 shutter cycles. If you didn't know this already, A6600 has IBIS, the other two don't. And last of all, the A6600 has a headphone jack, the other two don't. Now the next section of differences is in the video features. First of all, the A6100 doesn't have any picture profiles for video, the likes of HLC and S-Log, which means miles less dynamic range for video for the A6100. Second of all, the A6600 has eye autofocus for video, which the other two don't. So the next section of differences is in the software and camera capabilities. First of all, the A6100 has a lower expanded ISO, which is up to 51,200 compared to the 102,400 which is on the A6400 and A6600. The A6100 also has a slower buffer of 77 JPEGs and 33 RAW photos, whereas the other two have 115 JPEGs and 46 RAW photos on photo mode. And last of all, the A6100 has a lower resolution electronic viewfinder. And last of all, it's the price. A6100 comes in at $749, A6400 at $899, and A6600 at $1,399. Now the big question is, which one should I get? Which one is the best for me? So here's some advice for you. So if you are a beginner photographer who wants to join the Sony E-mount system and is looking for a very reliable autofocus system, then the A6100 comes in a very good affordable price, which is perfect for people like that. Now, if you're a videographer, I wouldn't recommend the A6100 unless all you want to do with this is shoot home videos and you're not interested in any of the pro feature capabilities. But if you do shoot any weddings or anything that you get paid for, I would recommend spending the extra $150 and getting the A6400 because it features all the picture profiles, which means higher dynamic range, and your picture or the video looks much more professional. And last of all, the A6600, which is a little bit more difficult to understand who this is for. I reckon this is for the wildlife photographers who need the good autofocus system and the battery life, as well as the crop factor to just get those, you know, long distance shots. So let's say you do have the budget for the Sony A6600. The next thing you need is a lens. Let's say you're gonna go for the new Sony 15-55 f2.8G lens. Now, the same amount of money that you can get to this setup, you can also get the A7 III, which is a full frame camera, and also a 24-70 f4 lens. Now, if you apply the crop factor to your Sony A6600 with the 16-55mm f2.8 lens, then you can find out that actually that 2.8 is very similar to an f4 full frame equivalence, which for me, I don't know why would you get the crop factor, whereas you could already invest yourself into full frame market, and all the lenses you're gonna buy for are full frame, which means you're not gonna waste any money on buying crop sensitive lenses. The A7 III has every single feature that's in the A6600. So I don't know why would you want to buy the A6600. Now, if you have a very good reason why you should go with the A6600, then leave a comment below. Maybe you need a second cam or B cam and that is perfect for you. Maybe that's the reason. If you want to pick up any of these cameras that we mentioned here and this video was helpful for you to decide which one you should get, then check out the description below where you can find links for all these 3 cameras and the lens that I just mentioned, as well as the Sony A7 III, which I think is a better equivalent to the Sony A6600. PS, you can find the Sony A7 III used for a very good value these days. If you have any other questions, leave a comment below. I'm gonna meet you in the comment section below. If you liked the video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit that dislike button twice. And remember to subscribe because more content like this is coming out every single week. Woo! Okay, that's the end of this video. Adios, see you later. Hey you notification squad, do you like the color grade? What do you think of this? I'm always experimenting with my YouTube videos to get a different look, and what do you think? How does this look? What's the difference? Can you notice the difference?